Welcome to the Aldabra family. You are about to have the chance of a lifetime to live and work on Aldabra. But there are certain preparations that must be adhered in order to reduce our impact on the atoll as much as possible.
This video will act as a guide on how to prepare and pack your personal items for Aldabra and covers various aspects relating to biosecurity. Please give this video your full attention. Thank you. Being over 1,100 kilometers away from Mahé, Aldabra's isolation, rough terrain, and lack of fresh water has allowed it to remain home to unique wildlife. This has made it part of a global biodiversity hotspot with many endangered and endemic animals. Only a small number of people have ever been to Aldabra, and even fewer have spent more than a few hours at this wild and beautiful atoll.
One of the biggest threats to many places, including Aldabra, are introduced species. These species, whether plants or animals that are not native to Aldabra, can have catastrophic effect to the native wildlife, and they can find their way to Aldabra to various pathways, such as on people. They can be found on shoes, on food, and in the bags. Invasive species can outcompete native species and even cause their demise. It is much easier to stop them getting to an island than removing them, as removal is extremely expensive and eradicating or controlling them takes a lot of time and effort. Prevention is the key.
As a World Heritage Site, there are regulations and protocol in place to ensure that we have as small impact as possible to better protect the native wildlife. Just one introduced seed or animal could change the atoll and the living condition for its inhabitant forever. On Christmas Island, ants were accidentally introduced where they killed tens of millions of native red crabs, thousands of seabird chicks, and took over parts of the island forest, changing the entire structure of the forest. A similar introduction to Aldabra could change the Aldabra we know today into an unrecognizable place. Something so small can have a devastating impact, and once introduced, eradicating and controlling them is nearly impossible.
You will receive a general information leaflet for staff recruited to Aldabra, which includes a recommended equipment list. This is a general list, so please ask if you are unsure about specific items.
Start with vacuum all bags to remove any dirt, sand, soil, mud, and any debris that may have accumulated in the bag, and in any pockets, seams, and mesh. Use a scrub brush and soap if necessary. If you do not have access to a vacuum, please talk to one of the SIF team to make arrangements. Don't forget to clean all bags thoroughly, including day packs, camera bags, and tripods.
Please ensure all of your clothing has been freshly washed. Thoroughly inspect each item you intend to bring, including socks, shirts, shorts, hats, individually for rodents, seeds, insects, soil, and debris. This includes all pockets, seams, zips, mesh, and Velcro pads. Board shorts usually have Velcro, which is an easy place for debris to get trapped. Don't forget to check these.
Thoroughly check all other equipment, including rain gear, snorkel, and dive gear, and all electronics. Please clean any footwear, both inside and out, paying attention to the soles. You will need a scrubbing brush to clean in between the threads. Check any mess for seeds or dirt. Be sure to clean the button of flip-flops.
Please bring your luggage to SIF headquarters before 10 a.m. for inspection. You will need to be present during this check, and we ask that you let a member of the biosecurity team know what time you will be arriving in advance. You are limited to 15 kilos for your luggage on the flight. Once your luggage is checked by our biosecurity officer, it will be stored in a secure room overnight until the flight. You will not have access to your luggage from this point on until you arrive on Aldabra. You can keep a day pack for the remainder of the day and for your transit. This is limited to 5 kilos.
On the day of the flight, you are to arrive at the airport 1 hour and a half before departure time, and your day pack and shoes will be checked by SIF biosecurity officers. Please make sure your day pack also has been cleaned thoroughly along with all of its contents. It is advisable to wear flip-flops or sandals as you will be wading to the boat on assumption, and to take food, water, and a sweater. There are no toilets on the flights, so please use a toilet before departure.
Once you have landed on Assumption, your bags will be transferred to the coast. Do not open your bags or any containers. All items will be inspected on the outside by Aldabra biosecurity officers and loaded into an SIF boat. Your shoes and day pack will be checked before boarding the SIF boat, as there are invasive plants and animals on Assumption that we must avoid introducing to Aldabra. The boat trip can take anywhere from 1 to 2 hours. Once you arrive to Aldabra, all items will be transferred directly from the boat to a secure room, where all the same checks that were done by the SIF Maye biosecurity officers will also be done on Aldabra. If you are traveling by supply boat, you will not have weight restrictions. Please be mindful that you will most likely be traveling by plane when going back to Mahe, and you will need to be able to bring everything back. You will also need to pack more in your day pack, as travel time can be up to 5 days until reaching Aldabra.
Carrying fruits and vegetables onto Aldabra is strictly controlled for biosecurity reasons. Details for packing fruits and vegetables can be found in staff memo and must be adhered to. Please speak to the member of SIF team if you want further question or if you have not received the memo.
If you have any questions or need equipment to clean your gear, please speak to a member of the SIF team. Remember, even dirt or sand must not be introduced on Aldabra. Additionally, if you do notice anything during your travel, whether it's seeds, plants, animals, or even any insects, please mention this to one of the SIF team as soon as possible. It is important to remain vigilant. Everyone has an important role when it comes to biosecurity.
When gathering your equipments together, we recommend avoiding single-use plastic whenever possible.
Single-use plastics are a major threat to all ecosystems, and trash that is transported in the ocean, also called marine debris, ends up polluting even places as isolated as Aldabra. This marine debris poses a major threat to all wildlife it comes across, from ingestion to physical entanglement. You can make a difference in what you choose to use and how you dispose of it.
In summary, put a lot of time in your packing preparation. Bring bags to SIF head office by 10 a.m. follow all regulation for parcels, arrive at the airport 1.5 hours before flight for further biosecurity checks, do not go into bags or containers until on Aldabra, be vigilant the whole trip and report anything unusual to biosecurity officers immediately.
You will soon work somewhere that is truly unique. This makes it your duty as a SIF team member to help maintain its preservation and to do so at a high standard. The more preparation that goes into good biosecurity practices, the lower the risk of introducing non-native species to Aldabra.
Thank you for your cooperation.
We will see you on Aldabra.